Thank you, Mr. Castro. Mr. Payne from New Jersey, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Garamendi. And let me once again thank you for you stepping out and giving members such as myself the opportunity to express our outrage at what is going on in this great nation of ours. You have given me several opportunities to speak on issues pertaining to this country that are at the core of decisions and issues that we need to address. And your passion tonight is warranted. Let me say, never in my life did I think that I would be on the floor of the United States House of Representatives calling for the President of the United States to stop tearing children away from their parents. Yet here I am. Perhaps it's fitting that today is Juneteenth, a holiday to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States. Juneteenth is also a stark reminder that our country has a dark history of ripping children away from their parents. African Americans know all too well that laws and policies can be twisted to evil ends. We know all too well the pain of having our children torn away from us and our families separated. It was a common event during slavery. We know all too well that state-sponsored psychological terror can have lasting effects on generations. What is going on at our south border is evil. It is a deplorable policy by deplorable people, and it's got to stop. The president of the American Academy of Pediatrics has explained that the practice of ripping children away from their parents at the border is child abuse. Let me emphasize, one of the country's leading pediatricians has said that the United States is engaging in horrible action that disrupt the synapses and the neurological connections that are part of the developing brain of these immigrant babies. Who are we as a nation? Now, I've heard pundits defending evil by saying that the Trump administration is just following the law, just applying the law. I've heard other pundits wrongly say that migrant parents are breaking the law and deserve to have their children taken away. Attorney General Jeff Beauregard Sessions even trotted out the Bible to defend the family separation policy, quoting a passage that says to obey laws of the government because God has ordained the government for his purposes. That's the same scripture that they used for slave owners against their slaves to defend their practice of holding human beings in bondage. So let me answer Attorney General Beauregard Sessions and the Trump administration's goons. Legal does not mean moral. Slavery was legal, but it was immoral. Jim Crow was legal, but it was immoral. Forced sterilization was legal, but it was immoral. Apartheid was legal, but it was immoral. Tearing children away from their parents at the border may be legal, but it is immoral. The president could end this evil with one tweet. Congress can end it with a vote. Let us hope that reasonable people steer the ship of the state onto the right course before the seas of despair consume us all. And Mr. Garamendi, let me just say that as I thought about this, and you've been in this body much longer than I, and have seen people come and go, great people on both sides of the aisle that you've worked with. Well, let me just say that what has happened to that side of the aisle? What is going on with our colleagues on the other side of the aisle that they do not speak up? They all have children. I would die for my triplets getting here if I was in a position where I thought that my life and my children's lives were in danger where I was. You better believe I would come up here and try to get into this state, into this nation. We would all do that for our children. So yet these people are criminals? It baffles the mind, sir. And I know the time is fleeting, I will yield back, but I have seen the GOP come up with a new nonprofit through this whole endeavor. They have created a new nonprofit, sir. It's called Cage the Children, and I'll yield back.